In this video, we will calculate the cost of goods sold and the ending inventory balance at the end of the year using the periodic method. The periodic method means that we're not using barcode technology and we're not accounting for inventory leaving the store after every sale. We will just periodically make a calculation and then do this as an adjusting entry where we will debit cost of goods sold and credit inventory. In our textbook, we'll do it only once per year. The first step is to write down all of the inventory layers that we have for the entire year. Now, in the perpetual method, we wrote down all the layers before the next sale. But in the periodic method, we just write down all the layers for the entire year. And then step 2, we do a physical count of our ending inventory. And in step 3, we will subtract our physical count from step 2 from all of the layers that we purchased during the entire year. That's step 1. And this will equal the number of units that were sold. But then step 4, we have another problem. When we know how many units we sold, then we have to think, well, are we going to use the FIFO, LIFO, or the weighted average method of identifying those units that were sold? The first 3 steps here are the same for all 3 methods of periodic FIFO, periodic LIFO, and weighted average. The only difference is step 4, when we're trying to actually identify which exact units were sold. Periodic FIFO. Step 1, write down all of the layers for the entire year. So you see, we have 650 units available for sale. We have 5 layers and 650 total units available for sale. Step 2, we do a physical count. We have 140 units on hand. 650 minus 140 that we still have equals 510 sold. So that's the first 3 steps. Now, the 4th step, this is the harder step. We sold 510. Using the FIFO method, we'll start selling them from the top layer, the oldest layer, and then work to the newest. So first we sold all of the first layer, the oldest layer. Then we sold all of the second layer. And then we sold part of the third layer, but not all of, all of the third layer. We just have to stop selling when we reach the total of 510. So we sold all of layer 1, the oldest layer, all of layer 2, all of layer 3, and part of layer 4 until we sold 510. We stopped selling at that point. And then we have to rewrite the layers that are remaining. So the previous layer 4, it had 100 at $13. We sold 60, and that left us with 40 units at $13. And the last layer was untouched, so we have 100 at 14. We end the year with 2 layers, and the purple number would be the total cost of the amount of the ending inventory balance. The yellow number there is the total cost of goods sold, and it's that yellow number that we would use in the adjusting entry, wherein we would debit cost of goods sold and credit inventory once per year at the end of the year as an adjusting entry. Unlike the perpetual method, where we would perpetually debit cost of goods sold and credit inventory after every sale. Let's do another example. This time we'll calculate using the periodic LIFO method. So what's the first step? You write down all the layers of inventory that you purchased during the entire year. Second step, we do a physical count of the inventory at the end of the year. So all of the layers add up to 650 units, and our physical count was 140 units. So the difference is what we must have sold. We sold 510, and in the LIFO method, we'll start selling from the most recent or newest, freshest layers. So that would be selling out of layer 5 first. Then we start selling from the next newest layer. And then we move to an older layer and sell those. And then we move to the next older layer and sell not all of those, just enough of those to bring our total sales to 510. So our ending inventory is in purple there, 1,440. And our cost of goods sold is 6,260. And in the periodic method, we're not using barcode technology. And so periodically, once a year, we are going to debit cost of goods sold and credit inventory for 6,260 as a year-end adjusting entry. A common mistake that students make is they choose that purple number for their adjusting journal entry. Now, that's not right. Think about why that's not right. The purple number will stay on the balance sheet as the ending inventory balance, and it's that yellow number that is the adjusting entry we are subtracting from the inventory account and moving it to the cost of goods sold account, moving an asset to an expense. Here's our third and last example, periodic weighted average. Step 1, write down all the layers for the year. Also, when you have these multiple layers, we'll collapse them into one layer. So add up all of the dollar amounts, they add up to 7,700. Add up all the units, they add up to 650. Take 7,700, divide by 650 units. You get that red number, $11.85. That's your weighted average cost of all of your layers for the whole year. Well, that's step 1. Step 2, take a physical count of your inventory. We counted 140. We had 650 available. We still have 140 in our physical inventory. So we sold 510 out of, the collapsed layer. We sold 510 units at this weighted average cost of 11.85. And the number in yellow, that's our cost of goods sold. The number in purple would be on the balance sheet as our ending inventory balance. The number in yellow will be used in the year-end adjustment, wherein we debit cost of goods sold and credit inventory in the periodic method.